I had always wanted to be an artist. It was always my plan A. I never had a plan B. So even as a a small child, I was going to be a painter. Try to move to the city that you want to make art in. That so. I mean, maybe that's not an option for you. For me, it was. I was 20 like 20 when I moved to New York and started wanting to be an artist in New York City where I could meet other people that I was going to live here. I think that the best way to get a gallery is to be associated with like-minded people. If there's a show that of somebody that you really like, but like a nice beginner gallery where you actually do have something in common with the people being shown there, and you see somebody's work that you really like and you have an affinity with, you can go and introduce yourself and say, hey, I really like your work. It's not schmoozing, it's nothing disingenuous, because supposedly you really do like their work. I mean, I really need to concentrate. When I'm painting, I'm not a social person. Some people, they can be on the phone. Some people have the TV on. I really need to focus and have no distractions and to really hear myself think. I had the intention of wanting to find a way to make painting that looked like it really encapsulated what today looked like or felt like. And as I just grew older, it just didn't seem as important, and I didn't want to make paintings that were like necessarily about being as contemporary as possible. I wanted just to make paintings that I wanted to make, and I think that no matter who you are, you're always going to have work that people like and the work that people don't like, and frankly, you just don't have a choice. I mean, you can try to make the work that you think everybody likes, but that's not going to work either. That's not going. There's no guarantee that you would have that would guarantee a career. I mean, then you could just be like a has-been. Like if I had never changed, then I would be then possibly I would just be that person that made paintings that looked like they were done in the early 90s or late 90s. What standard is I get 50%. The people who are doing the show get 40, and they give 10% to the main gallery. But it can be more. But like the main gallery is doing more. Even if they're not selling the paintings, they might be doing a lot more in terms of like protecting your works at auction, or like there's a lot of other stuff that they might be involved in that you don't know about. I always end up putting on a retouch varnish, and somebody had given me a formula for varnish that you can put on right away that breathes. 2/3 gum turpentine and 1/3 something like that. 1/3 retouch varnish. And it just kind of gave it a little, I don't know why, all it is just even more diluted retouch varnish, but it seemed to give it a nice, velvety finish that was okay for, like a month or two. And then, you'd have to re-varnish that afterwards. I don't know. I mean, it's like, painting is like such a, it's such an old-fashioned medium. It's so slow in comparison to the pace that things are. It's not the pace of business here today. I find it actually tougher and tougher every year to go and find people whose opinions, don't either become, predictable or hostile. So that you want somebody who's on the same page. And a lot of people, when they give you a critique, unfortunately, it's like coming from a place of fear. Like, hey, I'm really scared that you're not gonna that you're not going to like as if they want one thing to be successful, and then you work on that, so that the works are successful, and then everybody can go home and be safe or something. I get together with a group of friends of mine, and we do figure drawing together, and we feel like we're a little bit of a club, where we are contemporary New York artists that like to get together and do figurative painting. So yeah, I consider that to be my peer group. I got a studio that was the cheapest studio I could find in Manhattan, and I did it with some friends of mine from graduate school, and I hung out with them, and you know, we just spent all our time at the studio, and I had a part-time job, which was good money, you know, like like by these standards, it was like nothing, but I could survive on very little, and I think I worked something like 3, sometimes 4 days a week, and that was just enough so that I could make my work and get by.